I put my order in with Waitrose the other day and it turned up this morning, and I suspect I'm not the only one that's done this. I was going through and I thought, apples, yeah, I'll have a packet of apples, put one down. Packet of leeks, one down. Bananas, I'll have a bunch of bananas, put one down. Look what turned up. One banana. So the one banana has been put into the store cupboard. There you go, quite a lot of root vegetables in here at the moment. And it's nice to come in here because the first thing that hits you is the smell of the vegetables. I quite like that. Looks very much like the good life. But I think I'm going to stop buying eggs this week. Oh no, I've already paid for the eggs this week. So this week will be the last lot, because I've got quite a few there that I need to use up. There you go, there's Amber popping out to have her last poo of the night. And it feels like it could snow, but it's not going to. What's that? 11 degrees. So she'll go outside for about 10 minutes, run around, then come back in. It's nearly 9:45 on Monday night. Now my friend's coming down Tuesday for a few days. So I've been a bit busy. The cleaner was due to come today, but I haven't had any word on what time they were coming. So maybe they'll come tomorrow, or maybe they won't. But if they, well, if I don't hear from them by 10 o'clock, I'll start to clean up myself. When they come, two of them come. So the whole thing is done within half an hour, because there's two people, so that's like an hour. So that has highlighted to me that I could just do it myself, and if I made a video out of it, then it'll be a bit of fun. So who knows, I might actually cancel them forever and maybe just get them once a quarter or something like that. Right, I'm going to get this tap because it's annoying me now. It's taken, what is it, 11 months I've been here. But it's taken 11 months and I'm finally starting to crack. But I'm just defrosting some milk. Oh, now, like I said, I had a Waitrose order today and I'm a bit full up. I also bought some more puff pastry, but this time I bought the sheets because a viewer called Percy was asking me, can you make quince crumble? I've never heard of it, but I might give it a go. So as you can see, I'm a bit chock-a-block. It's the first time that it's absolutely heaving. So if I put that there, it is literally cracking at the sides. But there must be a way. There's always a way. You know what they say, where there's a will, there's an argument. Right, there you go, look at that. Just be a bit careful when I open it. So I've got my 6 milks. If you haven't watched me before, see, that's annoying me now. I tend to freeze my milk because I get raw milk. This is on the task, so if anybody can give me some advice on how to change, because I think it's probably just the washer. If it was 2 of the old-fashioned taps, I'd be able to do it myself. But I'm not too au fait with these newfangled things. And also, the washing machine started to leak today. So I'm going to have to get rid of that and get a new one. And I don't know whether to seize the opportunity and get a washer and dryer. But the thing is, I've got all that stuff upstairs now. The balloon dryer and the humidifier. But the problem with this one is, when I put my duvet in, it's a bit too small, so I've really got to cram it in, then kick it and cram it in a bit more. So it could just be that it didn't turn around and the water started to come out. So I'm thinking about upgrading, but I'm also thinking don't upgrade until after Christmas because of the January sales. Although I have seen one on Argos which is 250 down from 500, so I don't know what to do. What do you think? Is it best just to have a washing machine or to have a washer dryer? All I seem to do in this house is wash dishes. So I popped down to the homestead this afternoon and did a bit of digging out the foundations for the summer house. I was hoping the summer house would be up by the time my friend came down so he could help with the roof, but it isn't. I just haven't had the energy to do it. But it was good to let me just give that a bit of a refresh. But it was good to get my hands in the dirt. And I think it will only be a matter of a fortnight and the whole garden will be done. Because, oh, it's a scent on these, wonderful. The reason why I say I think it will only take a fortnight to get the whole plot done by pulling out the weeds and preparing the soil is because I know what this type of soil is. This is the type of soil that I grew up with, and it is very easy just to pull the weeds out. But like I've said before, I want to get my time-lapse camera up before I start to do that. Right, I don't think you're going to be able to see me, but I just want to get this video done because as you can see it's very late and I've got a busy few days coming up. Now unfortunately the person that's coming down, and it's not Jeff. I know somebody in the comments seems to be obsessed that Jeff is going to come down and build a summer house, but Jeff's in his 80s, and also Jeff's not allowed to come to Wales. His wife has put his foot down and said he can never go to Wales again, because he told me a story that every time he's come to Wales somebody in the family has died. So after the third person, the third death, his wife said, "You never go into that country again." So Jeff will not be visiting me ever. So what else have I done today? Nothing. The local butcher that I've been going to, I found a butcher. And also he has picked up the custom from when Cyril has closed. So he's quite busy. So he's taken this week off. So I went in last Friday to try and get hold of some food, because it was manic there. It was as if, let me just turn you around. It was as if food was going out of fashion because everybody was getting their meat, not just for the weekend, but for the entire week. I need to sort all this out. Look at all these. Can you see that there? Look at all this tea. Loads of tea. Right. This is why I want to sort these cupboards out, because who needs all these cups? Not that I'm going to throw cups out, because I do collect cups, but once you've got one down the allotment, saying that, I will have to take another one down the allotment, because the friend that's coming likes to have a coffee. They're bringing their own coffee jar down with them, because I'm not very good when it comes to coffee. I remember when I used to work in TV and films, and there was a section on your CV where you had to write what are your specialist skills. You know, if you can play the piano or things like this. Mine was, I can make a good cup of tea, but never ask me to make a coffee, because I can't. I suspect people are thinking, why do you need to have a cleaner? Because that's all you do is just clean the dishes. Let me just fill this up. Is yours a bit like this? You've got to switch the thing on and then it takes a while for the heat to click in. Is that better? Hold on. Let me play around with this while my water starts to warm up a bit. There we go. Yes, so I can't remember if I finished that sentence now. So my friend who's coming down doesn't like being on film, so unfortunately you won't see him. But whatever we get up to, I will try and film a bit of it. He's coming for a few days, so I don't know whether we're going for a walk. It all depends on the weather forecast, I suppose. Although tonight it does feel as if it could possibly snow. Apparently, I was told on the bus tonight that a house has caught fire about 4 streets away from me. Now, what I heard was, and I don't know if this is right, they had a bonfire in their garden, and all of a sudden the house went up. But then somebody else has told me that the house has been empty for quite a few years and it's gone up, so I don't know. But I went for a little stroll around there on the way home, and the police are still there with the floodlight facing the house. Maybe they're keeping an eye on that the fire doesn't get back up again. So it's bonfire night on Tuesday, November the 5th. And on my second channel, I put a video up. So I've got a second channel. It's a bit odds and sods, but I'll put the link in the description below. In fact, I think it's already there. And I put a video up from a few years ago of when we had a bonfire on the rusty allotment plot. There's some water for the cats to take upstairs. And you forget that not everybody in the world knows what bonfire night is. So November the 5th was the night that a man called Guy Fawkes and a few of his pals got together and they put a load of gunpowder underneath the Houses of Parliament, and their plan was to wait till the King got in there and they were going to blow the lot to smithereens. But a few hours before the King was due, the sergeant at arms and the security happened to go downstairs and they found Guy Fawkes with all this gunpowder, and they managed to stop the plot to blow everybody up. So every November the 5th, and this will be going on today, the Sergeant at Arms will be going through the Houses of Parliament just to check that no bugger's gone down there with a little pot of dynamite. So on bonfire night we commemorate the, I don't know if we're commemorating the fact that it didn't happen or the fact that it or the fact that the whole thing did happen but was stopped. But people will have a bonfire and they'll build like a mannequin and call it Guy Fawkes. And you put Guy Fawkes on top of the bonfire and you burn him down. Sounds a bit bizarre now that I'm actually saying it out. So they also set off fireworks. Now we had some the other night, and obviously the cats don't get on with them, so they went and ran under the bed. So I'm hoping we won't have that many. I spoke to one of the neighbours and she said that it's usually 20 minutes, but it's nothing compared to like what I would have experienced in London, where it's a bit like the Blitz there. They start at 6 and it goes on till about 12. At least here they just do it and then they all go down the pub. Or is it too late for a cup of tea? Although I do have decaffeinated. Look at this for a bag of sugar. Look how much that is. That's for my crumbles. And for the quince. I knew there was another reason why I got a bag so big. Right, I'll have a decaffeinated tea. So yes, I will have to keep an eye on the cats tomorrow. Make sure they won't be going out for a poo at this time in the night. So what I usually do is I will turn the YouTube channel onto a certain video that calms them down. So we'll have that on full blast throughout the house, so they can't hear them. Also, another thing that I realized today is, because I'd completely forgotten, is that this coming Sunday is Remembrance Sunday. Now they have an event in the village, and they've done this for years, where they start at the top of the valley and then they walk through all the streets, and then they end. So they start at a cenotaph and then they walk about, I don't know, 3 miles to another cenotaph. So I'm thinking I might go and do a bit of filming, but I've just got to decide which cenotaph I'm going to go to. So that is something not to look forward to, obviously, because of the situation around that day, but something to record. Do you have a cup of tea to take up to bed with you? I've been trying to force myself to get to bed for 10 o'clock, 10:30 at the latest. Last night though, I went to bed at 10, finally got to sleep at about 10 to 2. I just couldn't seem to settle. It was because the house was so hot. Now that does fit because I've just pulled it out, so why can't I get it back in again? There you go. It was so hot, I found it very hard to go off to sleep. So even though the heating is on now, because I'm drying my duvet, I will switch it off at 10 o'clock. And if my duvet is still wet, that's fine. I can use that sleeping bag that I bought the other week. I also like to take a glass of water to bed, and this is something that I learnt from one of the TV shows that I worked on, and one of the presenters was Christine Hamilton, and she said always take a glass of water to bed. So when you wake up, first thing, down it, or if you wake up in the middle of the night and your mouth is a bit dry, you've got the water there. Right, I've already got a bottle of Volvic upstairs, so that's fine. Right, just in case the cleaner doesn't come tomorrow and I have to end up cleaning, what I may do is... Oh, that's window cleaner, that is. Oh, let's try this Purdy and Fig thing. I'm just thinking I might just put some on the cooker, and then it's got a few hours to sink in. If you remember, I had this, when was it? A month ago. Joe Good was doing a trial, so I got it from her link. And I cancelled it about 2 weeks later because it is very expensive for what it is, and I'd rather spend my money on getting good food rather than having a good smell in the house. Oh, shouldn't have done that. Did that get into your eye there? Let me just clean your eye. So there it is. That is the duvet, and it feels quite dry. This is the room that needs cleaning, but let me just show you this. This is the dehumidifier that I bought. I still haven't worked out what all these are for, but I switch it on, it turns green, and it seems to go. Then all the water is collected down there. Like I said, I am impressed by my new laundry room, especially how dry this has become when I only took it out of the washing machine about an hour ago. I was trying to find this. The rusty top. That will have to come out of hibernation for the winter. And there you go. There's a little picture of old Rusty. Now it probably won't be able to pick up on this camera, but one of the major advantages of being back in Wales is that you can go out into the street, look up, and you can usually see the stars. But tonight it's a bit misty. No biscuits, that's good, so I can't be tempted. There you go, just let that settle in there for a bit. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Like I said, it's going to be a busy few days coming up, so I'll try and film as much as I can. But I will catch up with you in a few days. So from me until then, good night, sweet dreams. Don't let those bugs bite. See you next time.